Monarch on Apple TV Plus. First of all, Apple TV Plus has just been killing it. But their show Monarch just had its season finale. And I got to tell you guys, I loved the show. I thought they did such a great job. I know there were some people who were very nervous about it being, a human-focused story in the world of Godzilla. But I thought they did a great job with it. And I absolutely loved this show. And when the first season ended, I got really pissed off because I didn't know that was the last episode. I honestly thought there was one more episode to go. So it wasn't until the next morning that I came in and Jonathan and Ray were like, no, that was I'm like, I can't wait to see the finale next week. And
well, you're lucky. You just saw it.
Yeah, well, actually, you don't have to wait a week. You saw it last night. I was so pissed off. Anyway, so then the countdown for me begins about when does season 2 come. But here's the gist. Apple has not ordered a season 2 for it yet. This comes to us from the folks over at Superhero Hype, who wrote the following. Speaking with TV Line this past week, showrunner Chris Black was asked about a potential second season of the hit monster drama. While Black was quick to say that no official news on season 2 is available yet, the series has done very well, so he remains hopeful. He said the following. We do not have a season 2 order, Black said. This show has done very well, he volunteered. So we're very optimistic and excited. We feel we have more story to tell. And again, that comes to us from Superhero Hype. Now look, not every hit show gets their next season announced right away when the first season is wrapping up. But what we have seen in the movie and television industry is that when a show is doing great, before the finale even comes out, they come out ahead and say, and we have greenlit season 2. That builds more hype for the finale and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes even like a few days before a movie comes out, they'll come and say, we've just greenlit the sequel. They go, oh my God, they must really believe in this film. We should go see it. And I have to admit, it's concerning for me as a huge fan of this show that we are now a week separated from the finale. And we still got the showrunner going out there and kind of having to publicly campaign. Because that's what really the showrunner's doing here. The showrunner's out there publicly directing his comments to Apple TV Plus saying, hey, we did really well. We have more story to tell. And but listen, folks in the public, we have not gotten a second season order. This concerns me a little bit. Now, look, I don't know what the overall numbers on Monarch were. I do know that while Apple TV Plus is killing it with the quality of their programming, I know they are not the highest viewed of the subscription services, right? So what is a hit to them? What is not? Like, it's not doing Reacher numbers. So, and you listen, with the scenes with Godzilla and with the scenes with the other monsters, I mean, it can't be a completely inexpensive show to do. Mm-hmm. And by the way, the Godzilla stuff did not look like they cheaped out for TV. It looked great. It was
so awesome, that last episode.
Oh, it looked so good.
Oh, boy.
And so maybe there's an argument to be made here that the cost to benefit ratio doesn't add up to do a season 2, whatever. Listen, even if the numbers weren't great, and I'm not saying that they weren't, but even if they weren't great, I would argue to any Apple executive watching today that the quality of this show is so good, the numbers are only going to go up in season 2. More and more people are going to find it over the next little while as it lives on Apple TV Plus. And I think you could have a Reacher effect. Remember, the first season of Reacher did okay, but the second season of Reacher blew those numbers away because more and more people got onto it. The quality of the show went out. The entertainment value of the show got out there. I think Monarch has that same kind of potential.
Can we give, maybe it's Apple TV Plus, maybe their criteria, it has to go through the same thing even if the season is good. Like maybe they're just really picky. Maybe they want to know where they're going, maybe talk about it. But just in case we don't, I want to say Kurt Russell, I've never liked him in something, I never liked him more than he was in Monarch. Like he played it great. I want to see Wyatt Russell again. And the lady that, I don't know what the actress name is, who played the
daughter?
The older one.
Oh, the grandmother.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was great.
Yeah. So
they were all great. By the way, my favorite Kurt Russell thing will always be Backdraft.
I haven't seen it.
You never seen Backdraft?
I haven't seen that. Escape from LA. Because I was never really a Kurt Russell guy.
You can skip Escape from LA.
But I did
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
Trouble
from
in
New
Little
York,
China.
it's fine, but-
Was he Big
Yep,
Trouble?
he's
Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China.
That's the only
you'll
Russell
want to
movie.
watch Escape from New York.
Oh, okay.
You can skip Escape from LA.
There's two different movies?
There's two different ones. A little insight on that. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. Guys, it's a brand new year, and a lot of people are making New Year's resolutions, things they want to change about themselves. But I've always believed that it's also equally as important to identify the things we're doing well and building on those. And therapy helps you find your strengths so you can ditch the extreme resolutions and make changes that really stick. I've always believed that nothing impacts our daily performance in our jobs, our hobbies, our relationships like our mental health. And I've also said for a long time that it's about time that we stop just putting emphasis on improving our physical health by getting out to the gym, but also by putting emphasis on improving our mental health as well. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you gotta do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. So guys, celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit betterhelp.com/Campea today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea. Anyway, Chris, you hear about this. I'll be honest with you. I kind of assumed we would have heard about a season 2 pickup from now. I'm a little bit worried it doesn't happen now. What do you think the odds are?
I think they're high because this is such an amazing show and it's so watchable and rewatchable. This is great. I started this ahead of Logan and then I went back and started watching it with him again already. And oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. And the effects are bananas on this show. I keep desperately trying to find the budget for this because those last 2 episodes look better than Marvel movies. They're fabulous. But that being said, I want to know how much money Apple is spending on this because at the end of the day, that's going to always factor in, even if it is getting views, even if it is having people tune in and getting critical ratings and everything, how much is this costing Apple to make? Apple obviously has a butt ton of money. That's a technical term. But they don't have unlimited resources. They do have finite budgets. So that is something that's going to come into play here. That all being said, they also left so many things that I want to know more about without getting into too much spoiler territory here, right? There's certain other kaiju. There are other titans that they're trying to keep away. There are technological things that if you're in the kind of MonsterVerse know, you want to know more about this. One of the things I think that Apple needs to do moving forward, though, because this is the question I get asked all the time is, well, do I have to know a bunch about Godzilla to watch this show? Because I don't. And every person, of course you don't. Same with Godzilla -1. The thing I kept getting asked was, well, don't I have to know a bunch about Godzilla? Absolutely not.
Nope, not a thing.
You just go in.
Yep.
If you know about it, then you get to have that moment where you're Leo DiCaprio pointing at your screen. I know this. I see what that is.
I get that reference.
But this is such a accessible show that if you want this to be your first experience with kaiju, oh my gosh, you're going to have such a blast. And then hopefully you'll fall in love with this franchise, go back and see some of these other films, compare and contrast. But if you've never seen Godzilla, Kong, any of it, what a great window kind of to jump right into.
And like what I want to see is what we discovered at the end, or the relationships that were. I want to see how that plays out. I mean, we just saw the reactions, but I want to see where they go from here. You know what I mean? Without getting to spoiler territory, that might not make sense to most people, unless you watch the show.
Listen, guys, if you have not, and I'm sure a lot of you probably haven't, if you have not jumped on and started watching Monarch, how many episodes was it? 8, 9?
10.
10? It was 10? It felt like 5.
But they were long.
You need to get on it and start watching the show. I think you're really going to appreciate it. All right, guys. Hey, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.